Could I ask the devotees to please come close? Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Girivaradari Yashodanandana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jamuna Chiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jamuna Chiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Narayanam namaskrityam naram shaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayat. Vidi ramayane shaiva purane varate tata adavande chamadye chahari sarvatra giyate. Mukam karodi vachalam pangum langayate girim yet kripatamaham bande shri gurum dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam. Paramananda he Madhava Padunga Luchi Makaranda Se Makaranda Panakori Anande Bolo Hari Hari Harinka Name Vanda Vela Parikori Be Chakadola Se Chakadolanga Paraye Manamo Rahu Nirantare Manamo Nirantare Rahu Ha Krishna Boli Jiva Jao Ha Krishna Boli Jao Jiva Moteu Dada Radha Dava Moteu Dada Radha Dava Moteu Dada Radha Dava Dharma projita kaita vota padamoni matranam satam Vedyam bastava matavastu shivadam tapatrayo mulanam Shrimad Bhagavate Mahamune Katekim Vaparayishvara Sadyo Hridyavarudhyate Chakatibishu Shubhishtakshanat Nigamakopataro Galitam Valam Shukamukadamitradravasam Samyutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Mohoroho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka Anayato Pasamam Sakshad Bhakti Yogam Adhoksaje Lokasya Janato Vidvams Chakre Satvata Samhitam Yashambhai Shriyamanayam Krishna Paramapurushe Bhakti Rupadyate Pumsa Shoka Moha Bhayapaha Srimad Bhagavatam Puranamamalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramahamsamekam Amalam Gyanam Param Giyate Tatra Gyana Vairagya Bhakti Sahitam Naiskarmyam Aviskritam Touch Chinvam Supaten Vicharana Paro Bhaktyavimuchen Naraha Arto Yam Brahma Sutranam Vadatarta Vinirnaya Gayatri Basharupa So Vedarta Paribrimita Sarva Vedete Hasanam Sadam Sadam Samudritam Sarva Vedanta Sadam Hi Srimad Bhagavatam Ishyate Tadratramita Tripta Sha Nanyatra Sadvachi Kuchit. Krishna Bhakti Rasa Swarup Shri Bhagavata Tate Veda Shastra Hoite Parama Mahatva Chari Veda Upanishade Jata Kichu Hoya Tada Arta Lana Vyasa Korila Sanchaya Jesu Tejero Vishaya Vachana Bhagavate Seiro Sokani Bandana Jiverani Stara Lagi Sucha Koilo Vyasa Mayavadi Vashishunile Hoya Sarvanasha Jao Bhagavata Pada Vaishnavirastane Ekanda Shayakara Chaitanya Charane Bhagavata Jainamane Sejavana Samaha Tada Sasta Achi Janme Janme Prabhu Jama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you for being patient with me. As I was mentioning yesterday, my Guru Maharaj instructed me that before we speak on Bhagavatam, we should offer prayers to the Bhagavatam. And he instructed I should recite these every day. So thank you for being patient. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 9, text number, 53. Dadyan atardavastvaste vamadevyam madartmakam visvarupaya yad pradat tvasta yat tvam adastata. The Dansha's invincible protective covering, known as the Narayan Kavacha, was given to Tvashta, who delivered to his son, Vishwarup, from whom you have received it. Because of this Narayan Kavacha, the Dichi's body is now very strong. You should therefore beg him for his body. Yushmabhyam yachito swibhyam dharmagyo anganidashyati tatastar ayuda shreshto vishvakarma vinirmita yena vritya shiro harta mateja upabrimhita. When the Ashwini Kumaras beg for Dadyansha's body on your behalf, he will surely give it because of affection. Do not doubt this, for Dadyansha is very experienced in religious understanding. When Dadyansha awards you his body, Vishvakarma will prepare a thunderbolt from his bones. This thunderbolt will certainly kill Vritrasura because it will be invested with my power. Text 55. Tasmin vinihate yuyam tejo strayuda sampada bhuya prapashya badramvo nohinsati nohinsanti chamat paran. When Vritrasura is killed because of my spiritual strength, you will regain your strength, weapons, and wealth. Thus shall be all good fortune for all of you. Although Vritrasura can destroy all the three worlds, do not fear that he will harm you. He's also a devotee and will never be envious of you. Please repeat. When Vritrasura is killed because of my spiritual strength, you will regain your strength, weapons, and wealth. Thus there will be all good fortune for all of you. Although Vritrasura can destroy all the three worlds, do not fear that he will harm you. He's also a devotee and will never be envious of you. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. A devotee of the Lord is never envious of anyone. What to speak of other devotees? As revealed later, Vritrasura was also a devotee. Therefore, he was not expected to be envious of the demigods. Indeed, of his own accord, he would try to benefit the demigods. A devotee does not hesitate to give up his own body for a better cause. Chanakya Pandit said, Sanimite varam tyago vinase niyate sati. After all, one's material possessions, including his body, will be destroyed in due course of time. Therefore, if the body and other possessions can be utilized for a better cause, a devotee never hesitates to give up even his own body. Because Lord Vishnu wanted to save the demigods, Vitrasura, even though able to swallow the 3 worlds, would agree to be killed by the demigods. For a devotee, there's no difference between living and dying, because in this life, a devotee engages in devotional service. And after giving up his body, he engages in the same service in the spiritual world. His devotional service is never hindered. Gora graganya gana gota golaruharam Goranga gura tamagopya kopa briksham Gopala gara ratidam yati singha gora Govinda deshikavaram satatam namami. So I have to beg apology and blessings from all the Vaishnavas today, because present in this assembly are some of the greatest Vaishnavas who've helped me in my spiritual life and whom I have the greatest regard for. And it's really a great injustice for me to sit in front of them and speak. So I hope that we can do so as a service and not fall prey to some false ego and think that we're some great personality. Radhanath Maharaj, Vaishesh Guru Rameshwar Prabhu, Mukmini Mataji, Maharaj, please bless me. We can do something to please the devotees. So this verse and purport is very important for devotees. It's described here, Nahing Santi cha Matparan, that the nature of Matparan, Krishna says, my devotees, is Nahing Santi. They don't hurt anyone. Another meaning of hingsa is they're not envious, which is what Srila Prabhupada is given in the purport. In the first sentence, he says, a devotee of the Lord is never envious of anyone. What to speak of other devotees? In the 2nd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there's some description given of the universal form of the Lord and how all the different qualities in creation are found there. And you might be interested to know that envy is also part of the universal form of the Lord. It's described there in the 6th chapter, text 9. Parimokshasya hingsaya. The same word hingsa is used, meaning envy. And it said, the meaning of this Prabhupada translates in an interesting way. Please listen carefully. It says, the evacuating hole of the Supreme Lord is a place of envy. So in other words, if you're an envious person, you are you can fill in the blank. Envy also has a place in the universal form of the Lord. But Prabhupada, he writes in a purport in the 5th canto, he says that although envy is a way of the material world, the Krishna consciousness movement aims at creating an atmosphere of non-envy. Of course, he says it's not possible for everyone to become Krishna conscious, but the Krishna consciousness movement can create an exemplary society wherein there's no envy. This is the nature of a devotee. And we're hearing in this section of the Bhagavatam that the Dichi is so free from envy, he's willing to give up his own body. For the 4 Kumaras, he's willing to let them cut off his head and put a horse's head on his body, because he understood that Indra is going to cut off his head if he gives this transcendental knowledge to them. But the 4 Kumaras are so sincere that their desire superseded his own natural desire to protect his own body. And let me give anything that I have. He's so non-envious that he's willing to give his bones to Indra. He's willing to leave his body. And as we mentioned yesterday from Padma Purana, how the Dichi, understanding what the request was going to be, he instructed his wife, maybe you should go somewhere for a few minutes. I have something to do. And then after she left, then he agreed to give his body to the demigods because his wife wouldn't be able to tolerate that. But the Dichi has no envy. Sometimes in our movement, we question how it is we're chanting so long, we're doing so many things, but we don't seem sometimes to be getting the proper result. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has described this in some essays in Sajjana Toshini, in his commentary on Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, some article commentary. And he said that if we don't understand the nature of bhakti, and what is bhakti abhas, what is chaya bhakti abhas, what is pratibimba bhakti abhas, different types of bhakti abhas, then we may become discouraged. We may wonder why it is that I've been practicing for so long, but I'm not getting a proper result. We may wonder why it is that I'm praying to Lord Nityananda, but he's not, I don't seem to be getting any mercy. And some people then, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, they become discouraged and they think, oh, this process doesn't work. There's a nice song in this regard. I can sing a few lines and you can chant Hare Krishna in response. Adosha Dadasi Mora Prabhu Nityananda Nabhajinu Hena Prabhu Charanara Binda Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. He says that Nityananda Prabhu, he's Adosha Darshi. He doesn't see faults in anyone. And because he's Adosha Darshi, he's Mora Prabhu. He's my Prabhu. Because that's what I need. I need someone who's going to overlook my faults. He says, but the author says there's a problem. Nabhajino heno Prabhu charanarabinda. I never worshipped him. Don't you find it rather ironic that someone is writing a song glorifying Lord Nityananda, and they say in the song that I never worshipped Nityananda Prabhu? You say, hello. You're writing a song glorifying it. It has a deep purport. The author of the song may say, okay, I'm writing a song glorifying Nityananda, but even though I'm writing this song, implicit in his statement is, even though I'm writing this song, I still haven't worshipped Nityananda. What does it mean? Prabhupada used to say that if you want to enter into the fire, you have to become like the fire. And if we want to worship Lord Nityananda, we also have to become like Nityananda Prabhu. And what is Nityananda Prabhu like? He's Adosha Darshi. He doesn't see fault in anyone. There's no envy in Nityananda Prabhu. So if we want to worship him, we also have to become Adosha Darshi. And Srila Prabhupada uses the same phrase in one purport in Madhya Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and he says, very important thing, the qualification of a devotee is that he's Adosha Darshi. He doesn't see faults in others. That's quite a challenging thing, if we think about it, because we're also instructed that we should be discerning. If we don't discern, if we actually don't find fault in anyone, then we may end up with very bad association. And in that association, we may have some fall down from our spiritual life. So how do we reconcile these two necessities? On the one hand, that we should be Adosha Darshi, but on the other hand, we have to also distinguish. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's given a wonderful description of this in the 4th canto of the Bhagavatam in his Sarita Darshani commentary. And he said that there are 4 types of saints, and there's 4 types of critics, or he calls them asadu, not saints, unsaintly persons. There's the mahat, the mahatara, the mahatam, and the ati mahatam. four types of great persons. And the qualification, the nature of a mahat, a great person, is that they see some good in everyone. Every single person that they meet, they look for some good quality in them. If anyone has distributed books or preached on behalf of Srila Prabhupada, you learn this quality. You can use nice lines, you can use techniques and things of people, but we're not going to touch someone's heart unless we can see something good in them. I remember going out to LAX and selling books for some years, and it was very hard, especially with the businessmen. But then after some time, I learned to see, actually, this person's better than me. He's a very responsible person. I'm just a Hare Krishna devotee. I don't know how to do anything. I can't even play the harmonium properly. Remember a few verses. What can I do? What qualification do I have? But this person, he knows how to manage money. He knows how to manage his time. He's a better person than me. And if I can convey that feeling to him somehow, that appreciation from my heart, they're appreciative of that. And this should be the nature of a devotee. Therefore, a devotee is a mahat. They see some good in everyone. But they also, Vishwanath says, the nature of a mahat is they also perceive some faults in others. But they consider those faults are inconsequential, and they don't judge the person by the fault. Rather, they see the good qualities, and they judge them by that. And they think there may be some fault, but eventually those bad faults will go away. And sometimes, Vishwanath says, that such a mahat may say something a little harsh. And he gives an example. He says that neem juice, neem leaves, is very bitter. But it's also very good for healing disease. And so someone who acts as a mahat, they may see good and bad in others. And that's the business of a leader. That's the business of a parent. That's the business of guru. They have to see. Prabhupada used to say, since my business is to see fault in you, and to chastise the devotees for that. Then there's the Mahattara. The Mahattara is a greater person. He also sees good and bad, but he focuses and praises the good. And Vishwanath gives an example. He says that if he sees a materialistic merchant, businessman, the Mahattara will think to himself, he's a Vishai, he's a sense enjoyer, but he takes good care of guests. He has some good qualities, and he gives more respect to him for that. Greater than the Mahattara is a Mahattam. He's a especially great person. He only sees good, and he magnifies whatever good he sees in others. He doesn't see even the slightest fault in someone. And Vishwanath gives an interesting example. He says that such a Mahattam may be living in a very cold place during the winter, and someone comes with a knife. And they say, give me your kumbo, your blanket, or I'm going to kill you. And so he gives a blanket to that person. That's all the possession, only possession that saintly person has. And that thief takes away the blanket. And then the Mahattam, he thinks, this person's a good person. Huh? He could have killed me. He could have hurt me with the knife, but he didn't do it. Obviously, he's a good person. This is something we can't imitate, but this is the nature of a Mahattam. And an Ati Mahattam sees good even when there's no good. He doesn't see any bad people. He sees only good people. So these are four types of saintly persons. And contrary-wise, there's also four types of asadhus. The nature of an asadhu is a wicked person. He sees some good in people, but he thinks whatever good is there is definitely going to be spoiled by the bad qualities that they have. He focuses on those bad things. And if he sees someone working for someone else's benefit, then he'll conclude that the real reason they're doing this, they have some duplicitous motivation. They want to exploit that person. You can't trust them. This is the nature of an asadhu. He's not a trusting person. But the asadhuttara, he's a very wicked person. He's even worse than the asadhu. He only sees faults in persons. He overlooks anything good. If he sees, Vishwanath gives an example, that if he sees a sannyasi who's dedicating himself to helping others, he'll say, this sannyasi, what is he really doing? He's just eating rice to fill his stomach. He's a lusty person. He shouldn't be trusted. This is a mentality of an asaduttara. The asaduttam, an especially wicked person, he takes small faults and he magnifies them. He doesn't see any good qualities in anyone at all. And Vishwanath says that he'll criticize and condemn even a sannyasi. He'll consider him to be a bogus rascal. And he's coming here, and what is he doing? He wants to live in the forest because he can't deal with real life, or he's going to the house of this grihasta just because he wants to take the money and fill his belly from the wealth of that householder. This is a mentality of an asaduttam. But the crest jewel of rascals is the ati saduttam. He's a very wicked person, the most wicked. And he sees faults in everyone, even when there's no fault. He has 20/20 vision in a very wicked way. And he thinks that in this world, in this society, there's no one who's good. Everyone is bad. Like some years ago, I had a discussion with one very senior devotee in Los Angeles. And he was very discouraging in the talk. And he told me, he said, there's no bona fide gurus in ISKCON. A very sad thing he said. He said, none of the sannyasis are qualified. He said, none of them chant 16 rounds. He said, I know. He said, I used to be a sannyasi, and I never chanted 16 rounds. And when he said that, I felt a little hurt. And I spoke up in a way which is beyond my adhikar, my qualification socially to speak with him. But I couldn't control myself. And I said, no, I beg to differ with you. I know at least one qualified person in our society. He said, yeah, who? And I said, you. He took one step backward like, he's going to do some judo or something with me. What do you mean? And I said, well, if you have the vision to see that there's no qualified person, then you must be so elevated that you're a qualified person. So I'm encouraged. There must be at least one qualified person. Indirectly, when someone comes and they criticize and they say things like what Vishwanath is giving here, that there is no qualified person, this is what they're indirectly saying, isn't it? That I'm qualified. Because I have the vision to see this. And also, indirectly, they're also giving another message. Think about it. What is the message that they're giving? If a devotee, someone in the guise of a devotee, comes to you and says, nobody's qualified, they're all bogus, and like that. What is the indirect message which is being given? The indirect message which is being given is perhaps that chanting Hare Krishna, that's okay. Reading the Bhagavatam, that's all right. But it's not going to solve the real problems. Right? If you want to solve the real problems, then you have to have a website and you have to expose all the rascals. And you have to criticize everyone. You have to take it upon yourself to be the critic and the seer of everyone. That'll solve the problems. That's the indirect message, isn't it? And such a message, if we adopt that kind of message, what does it tell people in our society? How will people have faith in this process? How will they have faith in chanting the holy name, in reading Srimad Bhagavatam? So for a Vaishnav, it's so important that they develop this quality of being a doshadarshi. But again, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur points out in his commentaries on Upadeshamrita, this applies differently for different persons. For someone who is a grihasta, they have to associate sometimes with non-devotees. There's no other way. They have to work a job. You can't say, I won't look at the face of a non-devotee, so you go to work and you won't look at your boss. You're not going to keep your job. You have to look at him. And not only do you have to look at him, you have to talk to him. And you should be nice to him. But we don't reveal our heart to that person. In a similar way, there's different devotees in our society. Some devotees have the burden of management. And they have the burden of being a leader, the burden of being a parent. It's not an easy thing. And that burden means they have the burden of fault finding. That's their job. They have to do that. It's not that we should go to our parents and say, hey, Mom, Prabhupada says you shouldn't find fault. don't do like that. You're an offender. You're doing Vaishnava aparad by criticizing me. There's two considerations. In the same way that the Bhagavatam describes two different visions of the universe. One is from the bottom looking up, and the other is from the top looking down. So there's also two different perspectives we can have about these subjects. One perspective is a perspective of a manager, of a leader, from the top looking down. And naturally they'll feel, because everyone in Vedic culture considers this is my responsibility, this is my fault. Tatenu kampam, susamikshimano, bunjana evatmrikitam vipakam, rigvad bapubirad vidadannan stage, evetayo mukti pade sadayabak. Lord Brahma prays in the 14th chapter of the 10th canto, a very important verse. He says that when someone's spiritual life begins, it begins with this quality that it's my fault. And I stop the blame game. I'm not going to blame my wife because she disturbed me and she talked to me this morning during japa. I would have chanted nice rounds, but it's her fault. I'm not going to blame the children or blame my boss or blame the CIA or the KGB or the GBC or the this or that, but I'm going to take responsibility myself. And in our society, this is what's required if we want to make spiritual advancement. And we're sitting here today in front of so many senior Vaishnavas, and I'm trying to speak something, but I should understand my position and speak according to that position. That's natural. And then things work very, very nicely. Sometimes we don't understand our position, and we want to artificially take the role of a guru or take the role of a leader and chastise the leaders and like this and this. Why do we want to do that? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he wrote a letter to one disciple and he said, why do you want to take on the very unpleasant task of finding fault with others? He said, that's my business. That's the business of guru. Why would I want to take on the unpleasant task of being a manager? I often tell devotees that we should respect the managers, because if you don't respect the managers, you might become a manager. And it's a very dangerous thing. So that's our position. That's my position. I'm on the bottom looking up. But someone else who has another position on the top looking down, they'll see things in another perspective. We should learn to differentiate our own identity from the society. It's a difficult thing from a sociological perspective, especially for Westerners in this country. When we come to Krishna consciousness, we tend to identify with the institution, with the society. And in some ways, that's wanted. In some ways, that's what Srila Prabhupada created it for, to give people some sense of identity. I belong to this society. But it's not that when I walk in the door, I get Kaivalya Mukti, and now all of a sudden, I am ISKCON. What does that mean? I'm an individual. And if we think about the history of our movement and the great devotees in our society, like Jayananda Prabhu, like Jamuna Mataji and other devotees, they were great individuals. They were very, very dedicated to Srila Prabhupada and to the mission, but they were individuals. They didn't think in an impersonal way that now I am the institution. We should learn to differentiate that from ourselves. Not that we judge people from the perspective of myself as the institution. It's a complicated thing. Sometimes people have problems in our society. And maybe that person's my friend. And I have a certain perspective. But that person may have hurt somebody else. And the other person has a right also, which I should respect, to feel unhappy with that same person that I like. It's complicated. But I don't have a right to say, as a society, we should condemn this person. As a society, all that I can say is, we can quote Srila Prabhupada and our acharyas, we should think like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda and be so very, very merciful. Everyone should be forgiven. And this is the nature of a devotee. So I think I have to stop there. Do we have a minute for any comments or questions? Any senior devotees? Radhanath Maharaj, Vaisheshika Prabhu, and Damodar Maharaj, Rameshwar Prabhu.
How did that work when you fought that way at the airport?
Well, Of course, it's one thing to think like that internally, and that helps me to deal with rejections and like that. But when you can stop someone, there's an art then. What can I find out about this person in just a few seconds that I'm with them? What can I see about them that I can express an appreciation? And I found that when I was able to do that, which wasn't very often, frankly, that I could stop those kind of people, but when I could speak to them like that, they became very charmed. And it's it's very good for me. Then I become humble, then I can offer respect to everyone. And I felt it's very good for Prabhupada's movement. It touches their hearts something. Thank you. Prabhuji?
Prabhupada said, if someone offends you, that's their ignorance. But if you take it as an offense, that's your ignorance.
Oh, that's beautiful. If someone offends you, that's their ignorance. But if you take it as an offense, that's your ignorance. Then we take it on ourselves.
This is very clear as Krishna. No matter what we can do, it's not done as an offering to the Lord. How wonderful is Krishna? Coming from Krishna, he's giving us a lesson to help us, help purify us, help us develop good qualities. Right?
I heard another statement from the same person recently that he said that we shouldn't hate people who act as our enemies. Because unless you have someone acting as an enemy, how can a transcendentalist learn to be tolerant? And tolerance is such a very, very important quality. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta speaks of this in one of his purports in the 11th canto of the Bhagavatam. He says that when someone begins to practice spiritual life, envious people will attack and criticize you. And he says, if that beginner in spiritual life reacts to that and fights back, then he'll fall down. And he won't be able to continue his spiritual practice unless he learns this tolerance. Okay, I think we should stop now. Thank you all very much, and my humble pranams to all the senior Vaishnavas. Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveda Bhakta Binda ki, Vancha Kalpatarubhischa, Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
Purusha Tamaham Bhajami seat of our spiritual master. The only way to obtain pure emotional service is bow down to his feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and attain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection fills all desires. The yoke of my Madhavananda fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord birth after birth. From whom his sacrifice emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy. Friend of the poor, Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. If maidens are all of the three worlds, seek no shelter of the three.
Jai Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya
श्री गौरांग गुणानुवर्णन विधौ श्रद्धा समिद्धान्वितं पापतापन किंतनं तनुलतां गोविंद गानामृतं आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनं
Jai Chakudan dilo je janme janme prabhu she Chakudan dilo je janme janme prabhu she Divya gyan hride prokashito Divya gyan hride prokashito Prema bhakti jaha hoite abhija vinasa jate Prema bhakti ja hoite abhija vinasa jate Vede gai jahara charito Vede gai jahara charito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu Lokanath Lokera Jivana Lokanath Lokera Jivana Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Pada Chaya Ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Pada Chaya Ebe Jash Kushik Tribhuvana Ebe Jash Kushik Tribhuvana Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya De Amore Pada Chaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jaya Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Peshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Srimate Bhaktivedanta Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jeev jago, Gaura Chandra bole. Kota nidra jao maya Pishachira khole. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bhajiba boliya eshe Sangsara bhitare Bhuliya rohile tumi abhijar bore Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Tomare loite ami hoinu avatara Ami bina bandhu aro ke ache tomara Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Enechi ashaudhi maya nashibaro lagi Harinam Maha Mantra Lao tu mi magi Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Thakur Bhakti Vinoda Prabhu Charane Puriya Thakur Shri Hari Nama Mantra Loelo Magiya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama